talk like this?
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's in a way, it's just sort of a backup that we have audio files. Okay, ready? Okay. All right, this is very cool. I'm here with Taraji, and the movie is like what everybody is talking about.
Oh, good stuff.
But what they're talking about is you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're like, I'll take that.
Good stuff, I hope. It just depends. It's good.
So every article that I've read about the film, you know, they're like, Brad Pitt, blah, blah, Cate Blanchett. This is the performance. Queenie is going to be nominated. You're going to be nominated for an Oscar. I mean, how does that make you feel? Is that a little weird? Do you feel like excited, uncomfortable?
I just take it in stride. I mean, I'm honored that people are saying that about me, but, you know, one day at a time, that's all I can do.
Okay.
A lot of times when they say I go, because I just, sometimes it's too much.
I can imagine. I mean, your performance is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. You've seen it?
Yes, it's absolutely incredible. But I want to back up a little bit into how you got the part. I read the story, how the casting director had seen you in Hustle and Flow, and you were supposed to have a garage sale the day of your audition.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yes. Apparently it was 2 years, when we did Hustle and Flow, it was 2 years prior to The Curious Case of Benjamin Button being greenlit and all put together. And Lorraine Mayfield, a wonderful casting director, she was watching my performance in the theater, and she called Fincher in the middle of the movie, and she's like, I found one. And so, flash forward 2 years, I get a call to go in, I get the script, I read it, Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett are attached. I really don't think I have a shot, because a lot of times when it's a huge studio film with big names like that, sometimes they want all big names.
Right.
And I was like, well, you know, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just coming off of Hustle and Flow.
Right.
You know. And I mean, of course, I took the audition seriously, which I take them all very seriously, but I didn't think I was going to get the job. My goal was just to make an impression on whoever sees the film, tape. So I go in, and meanwhile, I'm getting my garage sale together. And I'm really serious about my garage sales. My garage looks like a store. And so I'm getting that all together, and I go in and I do the audition. I go meet Lorraine. I start reading the first scene, and I look up and she's crying. And I'm like, what's wrong with her? But later on she tells me that's how powerful the audition was. And she was moved to tears. So she sends the tape to David Fincher. Meanwhile, I'm getting the garage sale.
You're like,
because I'm not even thinking.
You're marking your album.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking I'm getting a call, but you know, whatever. So then I get a call back, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cute. Next step. Yeah, I've been there before. So I go back in. He's seen the tape. He gives me adjustments. I make the adjustments, and I go away again. Now Saturday is the garage day, the garage sale day. So I'm like, okay.
You have signs up all over town.
Sweating. I have dust balls and termites in my hair from the garage. And so then I get a call Friday evening from Lorraine Mayfield, like, you're gonna go in to meet Fincher tomorrow. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have a garage sale. Can we push it to Monday? Who meets on Saturday? So my agent calls and she's like, look, you better cancel that garage sale. You're going in to meet Fincher. So I'm thinking in my head, who am I going to see waiting in the hallway? It's going to be the usual suspects, you know. I get there, ghost town. Literally, it's me, Lorraine Mayfield, and David Fincher. She pretty much went into him and said, you can make your job hard and go through all of these tapes, or you can hire this girl. And that's what she did. She put me right in front of him.
Wow.
And by the time the meeting was over, he was asking me, had I been in heavy prosthetics before? And in my brain, I'm like, okay. I still didn't believe it. I was like, is he saying I got the job? Yeah, right, whatever. They'll go to studio will be like, no, we want a name.
Right. But so you're asked this question. I mean, only in Hollywood would they say, have you ever been in heavy prosthetics before?
Right.
And your thought is, sure, I can do it, right?
I can do whatever. What you need me to do? Put my leg around my neck 3 times.
So what was that like? I know that was, I'm sure this film, and what an amazing story about how you got in the film. And then P.S., you know, Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett said, oh, okay, sure, I'll do this. Did this film and this script kind of force you to look at your own mortality?
Absolutely, because I lost my dad like a year before we went into production. Yeah, because that was Thanksgiving was the first Thanksgiving without him.
Mm-hmm.
So, that movie just, Queenie, the character, deals with death all the time. She runs in, a senior citizen's home, and pretty much the tenants come there to die.
Right.
And so she's surrounded by death. And what's so beautiful about this saying in the film, and it's from some famous author, says, and I always misquote it, I need to get this quote, but you have to live life forward, but you only understand it backwards.
Interesting.
Which speaks on the way Benjamin Button is aging.
Right.
And so, my father got really ill, and the first thing you want to say when you're losing somebody so close to you is, why is this happening? I don't understand. He was so young. And, after my whole experience with Benjamin Button, it's almost like it had to happen.
Right.
For me to bring Queenie to life.
So it was therapeutic for you.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, death is inevitable. We're all just passing through, really. So what kind of impact are you going to make during your stay?
And can you imagine what a love letter this is to your father?
Absolutely.
Looking down at you right now, and this accomplishing this movie.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure it was moving doing some of the scenes in New Orleans and being in New Orleans, especially how, Hurricane Katrina is highlighted in the film. And what was it like spending time there? Had you spent a lot of time in New Orleans before?
No, I had never been to New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
Previous to Katrina. I'd never been there. So that was my first experience in New Orleans, was after Katrina. And it was a tough pill to swallow, because I'd heard so much about the spirit and the life down there and people. And I just remember when I first got off of the plane, it just felt really empty. And, I started to talk with a lot of the locals, because, we hired a lot of people there. And it was like they were walking around in a fog.
Wow.
Because, even though some of them were able to come back and rebuild, I had one girlfriend say, the days of going over to my girlfriend's for Sunday wine and cheese are over, because she's not coming back. Little things we take for granted.
Right. And that, I know, in the film, must have been a full circle moment. Not to quote Oprah, but for you to start in the same place where you finish in the film.
Yeah.
And that is something that I think is going to be a lifelong experience for you, obviously, and now all the Oscar buzz. But